Hello traders, welcome back to another episode of Greenback Riders. We will be looking at the support and resistance areas that we have created, and we will be looking at the trading plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow being the 15th of October 2024. And before we start, as always, if you're liking the content of these videos, please like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and click on the notification icon. Let us now get back to the monthly chart. So if we are looking at the monthly chart, we got a new high today. We held the 5866 line, we had a 20-point gap up open, and then we dropped to the 5873 line, and then got a 45-point move to the upside on the RTA chart. So now the market is steadily bullish. Now if we are able to break out of today's high, which is at 18.5, get above the 20 to the 26 area, the next target will be at the 5933 levels. And if we are looking at this particular monthly chart, the next resistance will be at the 5997 area, where this particular chart will come and meet the wedge line on the top. Apart from that, if we are coming down, the 69 to the 66 area should hold. If it does not hold, we may come down to the 5832 area, and below that we had the 5817 to the 5807 support. And if we are breaking that 5807 support, and if we are breaking down 5800, then the next support on the monthly chart is on the 5722 area. However, the market is very bullish, and it seems like it wants to go and get this wedge line on the top, touch the 6000, and then we will see if we are getting above 6000, getting inside the 6100 level to get to this 400-point monthly target at the 612324 line. So having looked at the monthly chart, now let us get to the weekly chart. Now, if we are looking at the weekly chart, we started at the 5850 level. That is where the market dropped to the lowest yesterday night, and with it come up to the 5918.5 area. Now, if we are able to break out above this, this will be the first resistance that we have at 5930, which is the weekly wedge. And now if we are breaking out of this particular weekly wedge, then we can find ourselves somewhere near the 5975 or the 5976 area, which will complete the weekly ATR target of 124 points to the upside. However, if we are breaking out of this, then the 150-point target for the week will be at the 6001.25 levels right here. So tomorrow, if we are able to get above this 5918, 5920 area, then the first target will be at the 5930 to the 33 line. And if we are breaking out of this, then we can find ourselves somewhere between 5946 and 5950. And above that, we can easily come to the 5975 area or the 73 area to the upside to complete the weekly ATR of 124 points. Now, it does not mean that if we are coming up here, we can directly short and the market will come down. There is still a possibility that it will keep going out to the upside and get to the 6000 line or the 5997 line that we looked on the monthly chart, and getting to these levels will be very easy for the bulls at this point of time as soon as they get out of this particular weekly wedge to the upside. On the downside, again, the first support that we will find is at the 5870 area. If we fall below the 5850, then we will find ourselves somewhere in the 5846 to the 44 region, and then we will come down to this major support line at 5830. Below that, we will have another support at 5821, and if we are able to break that down, then we will come back somewhere to the 5800 levels once again. So if we are considering that this will stay as the high of this particular week, and the week wants to do 120 points to the downside, it should bring us somewhere near the 5797 areas once again. But then that move will only be valid once we are breaking down this 5822 areas, and then we will see if we are able to get back to that particular level. Apart from that, there is nothing else on this weekly chart except the fact this is the first leg up, this is the second leg up, and we are in the third leg up right now. And if we see that this particular bar was actually the second reversal attempt, we have broken above the second reversal attempt. So at this point of time, there is a high probability that after this third leg gets over, we will even get a fourth leg to the upside. So that is all that we have on the weekly chart at this point. Let us now take a look at the daily chart. Now, before we move on to the daily chart, all the charts that we are discussing, the read-only link to that will be given in the description below. Along with that, you will also find the link to our free Discord server as well as the Facebook page, and you are very welcome to join there. Now, looking at the daily chart, we broke out of this particular high yesterday, and today we have a follow through bar. Now, we have also broken out of this particular measured move target at 58.83, and we have also broken out of this wedge. So, at this point of time, we will have to see that even if there is a pullback, it is holding this 53.82 or the 83 area, and then we get back to the high of this particular candle, break out the high, and keep moving to the upside. Now, if we are trying to do a conservative measured move target of this particular move to the upside, it can bring us to the 5922, and then we will have to see if we are breaking out of 5922, getting to that weekly wedge at 5930, and if we are breaking out of that wedge, there are several targets that the bulls have on the upside. So as of now, the market is bullish. We will have to break out of the 2.4 to the 2.6 area and keep moving to the upside. And as I mentioned earlier, the first target will be somewhere between 30 and 33, and then we will look for 46 to 50. Then we will come up to the 59669. We may get rejected there, but as soon as we get above that, we will reach the 5973 or the 75 area, and then we will see if the price is going to the 6000 area. Looking at the ATR ended at around 60 points today. So if the price wants to continue up from here and it wants to get 60 points to the upside, that will bring us somewhere to the 5976 area, which we already saw as a target on the higher time frame. Now, if the price wants to drop from here, the first support will again be at the 5883 area. If we are breaking that down, then we will come to this 5668 or the 69 area. And below that, the next target will be at the 5850 to the 5846 area, again breaking down which we can come down to 5837 and to the subsequent levels on the downside. As of now, the 5850 or to the 5846 area will act as a very good support. So if the price even comes down here by tomorrow morning, and if we see the price somewhere here, there's a big chance that that is a pullback and we will actually get a third leg up. As of now, we are in this first leg. We had this pullback and we have this second leg to the upside. So it is possible that we may get another inside bar tomorrow, and then after that we will get the third leg, which will take us to the 6000 line. So now we will have to see that we are getting above this 5918 to the 21 area, holding that area and keep moving to the upside. So that is all that we have on the daily chart as of now. Let us now look at the 4-hour intraday chart. Now on the 4-hour chart, if we start from here, this was the first leg up, this was the first pullback attempt, this was the second leg up, this was the second pullback attempt in 2 legs, this was the third leg up, and we had another reversal attempt here, which was the fourth reversal attempt. Now we have broken strong above the fourth reversal attempt based on the 4-hour chart. If there is a pullback, I would like to see that the price is actually holding this particular line, which is the wedge breakout, or even if it's coming down, it should not fall below this 587475 area, or at max the 5866 line. So if we fall below the 5866 line, I will actually wait for the price to get above this 5873 or the 75 area in order to go long again. Otherwise, we will have to wait for that 3-legged move down. We will look for the wedge, we will look for the second entry signal, and then we will re-enter the trade and try to see till how far the price can take us to the upside. Again, as I said earlier, there is a possibility that the price will come up to this 5930 area, touch the top of this particular channel, and then start getting rejected and can come back somewhere to the middle of this particular channel, or can even drop from there. Since we have a channel at this point of time, I will replace this particular trend lines with a proper channel so that we know where the 50% is, and at this point of time it is right below the 5900 area. Now, if we are getting below this 5873, we can come to the 5866 line, and then we can come to this particular buy zone between 5834 and 5840, and that will happen if we are breaking below the 5850 line. Below this, the 5830 will again provide a support. Below that, we will find 5821, and then finally we can find ourselves below the 5813. But then we have the 20 EMA of the 4-hour chart, which is pretty far away right now. It is right now at 5856. So we will have to see that even if the price comes down and creates a couple of legs to the downside, whether we are coming and touching the EMA, falling below the EMA, closing below the EMA, or we are keeping a gap to the EMA open, and then we have another 4-hour bar, which will be a strong inside bar, and the price can take us back up once again. So if you see here, we fell below this particular channel. We did go back up and create a new extreme on the upside. Now we will have to see whether this extreme is able to be broken out. If we can get to this 35930 area, we can touch this top line of the channel, and then we will have to see if we are breaking out or we are getting a 2-legged strong pullback to the downside. However, there is no bearishness in the market as of now, but we'll have to count the reversal attempts. This was the first reversal attempt, this was the second reversal attempt, this was the third reversal attempt, and now we may have a fourth reversal attempt that we will be able to see sometime tomorrow morning, and then based on that, we will be able to decide whether we are going to keep going up or we will have some legs to the downside. Now, looking at the 1 hour chart, again, if we are trying to count the legs, this was the first leg up, this was the first reversal attempt, this was the second reversal attempt. We had the third reversal attempt right here, which was a complicated attempt. Actually, it was in a trading range, and we have broken out. We had the fourth reversal attempt here, and now after the spike, we are in this channel at this point of time. And if we are drawing the 1 hour channel, this is something that we will find. So right now the channel is so tight that even if we fall below this channel, there is a big chance that we will go and create a new extreme to the upside. So on this particular 1 hour chart, this 5894 will be a very important area. If we break that down, then there will be a good possibility that we will come down and retest somewhere in these areas between 5874 and 5867. Below that, we will come down to the 5861 to the 59, and then we can revisit 5853 to the 48 line, and then we will see if we are able to break down this particular support at 5846. If we are breaking down this particular support and we are getting below the 37 line, then we will find ourselves somewhere in the 5822 areas once again, and that will bring us back into this trading range that we had on the 1 hour chart. And then we will see if we are breaking further down, or this 5813 area is providing a support again, and the price will keep moving back up to the upside. However, those are far away. First of all, we will have to see that these areas are breaking down. If these areas are not breaking down, there is a good possibility that the bulls will be here again, and they will start pushing the price up higher once more. And then we already know what are the different targets on the upside. Just to repeat that, we have 30 to 33, we have 46 to 50, we have the 66 line, and then we will get to the 74 to the 76 area on the upside. Now, based on the 4 hour and the 1 hour chart, I have actually combined both of them and created another chart here. So I will put the link as a combo chart. And if you see that we actually came up exactly to this particular line and we are getting rejected. So now we will have to see if we are getting above this particular area, and then we will see if the price is able to come and touch this particular wedge line on the top, and that may bring us to the 5994 to the 97 areas as well to the upside. Now, based on this particular combined chart, this will be the biggest support area that we will have. Again, just as we saw in the previous 1 hour chart, it is between the 5875 to the 5868 areas, and if we are dropping below this 5860 line, it may come and retest this wedge here. If we do not get support on this wedge, then we will come down to this 5830 area, and then we will see whether we are bouncing from here or the price actually wants to come down, get to the lower 5800s and break it down to go to the 5785 to the 5780 area and finally hit this trend line to the bottom. So those are the different support and resistance areas that we have on the 1 hour and the 4 hour chart. Let us now go and take a look at the RTH 5-minute chart. Now, based on all this analysis, we will be back tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. EST to look at what the market has done overnight, and then we will create a trading plan for the rest of the day. If you want to join that pre-market call, then the link to the Google Meet is actually given in the description below. Now, looking at the RTA chart, this is the gap that we have open at this point of time between the high of Friday and the low of today. Above that, we also have a support area between 5890 and 5888. The next support area that we have is at 5898.75, and then we have another support area near the 5905 to the 07 level, and finally we have created this sell zone right here. Now, if you see, the day actually ended on a very bearish note. Now, if we find ourselves somewhere below the 5908 or the 07 line tomorrow, then this may actually do a 1:1 move to the downside, come down to this 5895 areas, and from there we may see another bounce again. And if we are coming down to this 5898 area or a little bit below that, then we can do a fourth touch on this particular wedge line and find ourselves between 5891 and 5888, and from here the market may start to bounce once again. If we do not bounce from here, the 5883 to the 5881 or the 80 will provide another support. Now, all these are based on the fact that this particular wedge line that we had, we are breaking this wedge line down and trying to come back down. And if we are breaking this 81 area, then there is a possibility that we will come and hit this particular wedge line, and failing which it will bring us to the 5873 to the 5866 area again. And then we will have to see whether the price is bouncing from here or it wants to break down the 66 area and come down to the 54 5.4 or the 5.0 area once again. So I do not think there will be a complete reversal of today. It can come down to the 50% of today, which again is the 5895.75 area. And then we will see how the market is behaving here, whether it wants to break down below the 50%, come to the 5888 area, and then further to the 582, 78 and the 73 areas. That will kill the whole move that we had to the upside today. However, if we are at the 5886 area and then we want to do a 1:1 of this whole move, that will bring us to the 5950 area on the upside. So that is all the analysis I have for now. As stated earlier, we will be back again at 8:45 a.m. EST for the pre-market plan. I will end this video here right now, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of the night, everyone. Bye.